Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'd like to present the topic on advancing post-disaster resettlement after 20 years, Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami in Banda Aceh, insight from Aceh recovery and the 5 recipes of resilient culture. As we all know, the Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami claimed approximately 165,000 lives, and the entire coastal settlement area were destroyed, were wiped out, and causing about 120 houses destroyed, 70,000 damaged, 2,000 schools, and more than 100 health facilities, including hospitals, were severely affected or completely destroyed. Some of the achievement in the post-disaster resettlement project in Aceh, in terms of infrastructure and houses, there's about 120,000 homes were rebuilt. The essential infrastructure such as roads, schools, hospitals, and water supply systems were rebuilt. Disaster risk reduction, implementation of early warning system, and build back better concept were introduced by the time. Tsunami escape building, I think first in Asia region, to protect densely populated coastal area in Banda Aceh, community participation, collaborative intervention, coordination between national, international agencies, local government, NGOs, and affected communities through Banda Rehabilitasi Rekonstruksi Aceh from 2005 to 2008. The objective of this study focused on synthesizing key milestones from the long-term tsunami recovery process, with particularly emphasis on the development and outcomes of resettlement initiative. Specifically, the objectives are to assess the long-term effectiveness of post-disaster resettlement strategies, and then to explore the perception and experiences of the resettled communities. These studies are based on the evidence-based case studies, which are the three case studies area is in Dia Baru, in Pantrik, and also in Nihan. We are using the comparative analysis on post-disaster resettlement project through design consideration, versus core values of post-disaster resilient recovery, and the second one is qualitative interview study via thematic analysis method. Okay. So the three different types of post-tsunami resettlement in Aceh, basically number one is relocation to a safer inland area, which is Pantrik. And then the second one, new development at a higher elevation in Nihan and Nihan. Okay, sorry. And then the third one is in Dia Baru, which is living with this concept, constructing escape building and tsunami evacuation centers. Okay, some of the demographic profile. Dia Baru was funded and developed by a few international NGO plus the local government, the Banda Rehabilitasi Rekonstruksi. Pantrik was developed and funded by an international NGO, Zuchi, and Nihan is from the government of China. In terms of distance of shoreline, we can see Pantrik is the furthest from the shoreline, which is about 4.5 kilometers radius from the shoreline. And then in terms of height, the elevation above the sea level, we can see Nihan is the highest, about 190 meters above the sea level. So in terms of originality, only Dia Baru has actually the owner is the people that come from Dia Baru area, but for Pantrik and also Nihan, they are mixed tsunami victims, because not all the house beneficiaries are coming from that place, because it's a new settlement area, relocation area. So in terms of design topology, planning and design topology for Pantrik, what we can see, it is linear and axial planning with central core community buildings. This is the central core community, which is more linear in terms of the planning. And for Nehen, because of the building on the higher elevation, it's a radial clustered planning with scattered community buildings. Where we can see there's mosque here, there's a market here, not like this one, it's the central core. And then for Dia Baru, because it was built in the existing land, so it's linear and grid planning following the before tsunami happened. Okay, so what you can see here, this is Dia Baru, and then there are two escape buildings was built after tsunami. So one in Dia Pelumpang and the other one in Dia Tengah. So when we asked people in Dia Baru, so they said people were living near to the near Dia Tengah will run to Dia Tengah, and people who actually live near to Dia Pelumpang will run Dia Street. So in terms of design consideration components, what we have in the three different resettlement area, most of them, I think, from the houses, the main road, religious building like mosque or solar, the health facilities, shops, store, market, evacuation center is only in Dia Baru, and also the early warning system is only in Dia Baru. But what we can see here in Pandarik, indoor hall was built to build the social capital, and also to do like the wedding place, and some of the social activity for the community. Some comparative analysis from this different settlement initiative, I think focusing on the resilience and self-help for Dia Baru is moderate because infrastructure reduces immediate risk like the escape building. So, but exposure still remains. So in terms of economic stability, it's also moderate. Communities can maintain their traditional coastal economic activities because Dia Baru they are coming from the same area. So in terms of social capital, is high because social structures largely preserved due to the minimal displacement of people. And the second method is by using the resilient culture question and survey. The main objective is to assess the effectiveness of the post-disaster recovery efforts, resettlement place that the people are living at the moment, to evaluate resilience, livelihood restoration, and social cohesion in the resettled communities. So in terms of method, questionnaire surveys with 20 subject matter expert respondents from the various backgrounds, include the resettlement victims, the local government, NGOs, plus also the people who actually in while the rehab recon phase, the 4 years also were interviewed, plus the academician and also the vulnerable groups. So in terms of outcome, insight into success, gaps, and best practices for future resilience strategies in the post-disaster recovery. So these are some of the results. Okay. In terms of question, I think these are the question that when we ask them about what are the other initiatives after 20 years that can enhance the community resilience. I think leadership training. I think is the most preferred or most suggested in terms of to enhance the community resilience within these three areas. And then the second one is to support SME, small medium enterprise program, and then the third one is to continuous education on the faith and beliefs in terms of to enhance the resilient culture of resilience in the community. So the 5 resilient culture recipes were: number 1 is self-help and ability to bounce back. Disaster in terms of community adaptability, disaster preparedness, simulation exercise, response and recovery plans. In terms of social capital, strong social cohesion through community relationships, high connectivity and shared culture, enable collective decision making and inclusive recovery efforts, economic stability, sustainable livelihood opportunities, economic diversity through small medium enterprise and community-based tourism. So number 4 is about knowledge, preparedness, response and recovery, ERR strategy and education, infrastructure and simulation drills, role of universities in resilient living lab and research, and last but not least, I think in Aceh I found this component which is good faith and spirituality, faith-based mental and emotional resilience, role of laws and Sharia compliance, values in recovery, humanitarian development nexus. And in conclusion, and way forward, this study advanced our understanding on post-disaster resettlement after 20 years Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami in Banda Aceh. We also presented new insight from Aceh recovery and the 5 recipes of resilient culture. The study also explores long-term effectiveness of post-disaster resettlement strategies in Banda Aceh based on few selected areas, and we highlighted some perception and experiences of resettled communities through in-depth interviews with a focus on social, economic and cultural impacts towards developing future framework aligned with Sendai Framework Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, and there is an urgent need and high demands to co-develop the resilient recovery model to cope with complexity of post-disaster phase recovery and reconstruction towards promoting Build Back Better agenda. And in the future, we wish to rejuvenate smart partnership modality across sector, public, private, NGO, academia, media and parliamentary, and promote a resilient culture to address future global challenges beyond 2030 and to develop future framework aligned with the Sendai Framework Disaster Risk Reduction agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pak Azam. Very insightful presentation. We have another 3 minutes for discussion. Yes, please, Pak Azam.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for the presentation. It's very interesting, and I think to some extent it relates also to our work. Right? Although we go with different levels, right? If you can share your insight from this analysis, what is the remaining challenge in terms of resilience in the community in the current setting that you have? Maybe also from the physical point of view, because you also put the like the site plan and so on, how it already addressed the resilience. And second, do you think it's how is it going to be connected also with the higher level? Because I think the role of government will fit into such a connection, I would say.
I think for the first part, based on our observation, because I was in Aceh from the period of 2005 to 2008. So I've seen what and how the reconstruction and rehabilitation work was done through the coordination of ERR and plus with all the subject matters that come from all over the world. So to have like a very good in terms of planning and design consideration for the international NGO or for the community to the expectation is very important, because it is very important that all the resettlement projects have its own core values, because we are not just giving back others, but we need to understand the build back better, bouncing back faster, and also to strengthen risk reduction for the community in a long-term strategies. So this the component in terms of for the design consideration is one thing that we should agree, because we are not just going to build every time when disaster happen a cow house. Because a cow house is actually giving back. When we talk about build back better, we should think of a more listen at the same time. Build back better is giving something is not just a house but also their pride.
Yes.
Yeah, so they want to build that rather than something which is very good. And then the second thing is the local government. So when disaster happens, normally it goes to different district. So that local government like don't have any experience or didn't understand any how to do it good or well. So we need experts, academia to come on, and plus lesson learned at 20 years in Aceh, we should really put in writing and discussion on what are the future, like within after 2030s. So what are the lessons that like we talk about the first month when the blueprint they're talking about you cannot build anything within these 2 kilometer radius. But within that 2 months suddenly it's changed. So now after 20 years we know that there are different development, maybe in terms of like mentioned just now, people like to stay here, and then the new area which is near the coastal area, maybe the house is cheaper in Aceh now. People start to buy and then after 20 years they start to renovate and make it bigger. So it is another risk and vulnerable thing that we have to think of it. So government, local government, national government, plus all the academics should sit together and think for the future. I think ASEAN, not just Indonesia, but we also need to really understand about the coastal risk reduction.
Thank you so much. With that, we are reaching our last presentation from Muhammad Nasir